On a campus in the middle of Boston, there is only one hurdle that every Northeastern student must learn to traverse. Boston's very own MBTA. This is Gila Anthony, a 19-year-old game design and music technology major and a low-income student. With the implementation of Boston Mayor Michelle Wu's bill making 2 bus lines free, the prospect of the MBTA becoming free has entered into the minds of many.
I wouldn't, because $2.40 for a ride, like there were some times where I would want to take the T and I was like, damn, but I just don't want to spend that it's not like, as far as for me, I don't have like a stable income. I'm living off of a savings. So it's like those little expenses add up, especially when like in order to travel in Boston, I have to use the T. It's a more affordable option compared to using Lyft or a taxi, sure. But I wouldn't say that it's affordable for like a regular person who doesn't have an income such as myself.
Anthony, a first-year student at Northeastern, has the possibility of becoming a Boston resident after college, says this when the idea of higher taxes come into question for free transportation.
Yeah. I feel like the T should be free just because it's so limited. Like the stops are very limited to Boston, like the city. I mean, of course, it kind of ventures out, sure. But I feel like as far as public transportation goes, I'm just a firm believer that if it's public, it should be free for use. I think that it would be a useful, I guess, feature of Boston if it was affordable. I mean, free. Even if the prices were lower, I think that would account to it, because like the discrepancies between the bus prices and the T prices and the commuter rail prices, like that just, it doesn't add up for me. It just becomes more of a nuisance than anything. So yeah, I would consider paying more in taxes.
And finally, with all odds against her, most MBTA riders' biggest fear snuck up on Anthony.
I remember I went on the T, this was like a couple months ago, and I put my ticket into the ticket reader and it said that it was, there was no funds on my ticket, but I just bought that ticket. And it was like the second train car, and the dude was like, oh, well, you have to pay your fee. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't have any bills, like this doesn't take Apple Pay, so I don't know what you want me to do. And normally, like, whenever I've gone on the T and someone wasn't able to pay, like they're just like, all right, come on, because it's, I guess picking and choosing when someone wants to do their job. But in this particular instance, this person was just very nasty to me, because like as soon as the train car started moving, I was like, okay, sir, I mean, I understand that I can't pay my fee, but we're moving. And I'm like standing at the front door and he wouldn't let me sit down. He's like, no, you have to pay your fee. And I'm like, okay, how do you want me to get a ticket right now? I'm on the train, the car's closed, we're off at this point. And he's like, oh, well, at the next stop you can buy a ticket. And
with the prospect of cheaper fees or free transportation, hopefully one day stories like this never have to happen again. This is Vaughn Williams from Northeastern, signing out.